Welcome back. It's Route Unknown, and I'm Joe. And I got such a cool place to show you guys today. It's a fortress in Nova Scotia, Cape Breton. It's going to be phenomenal. I cannot wait to do this. Hope you guys are as pumped as I am. Let's get into this video. So they're dressed in period time. I think this is back in the 1700s. And this place was under siege a couple times. It's got a moat here. This is like no place I've ever seen before. Wow. Look at this. It's like little soldiers up there.
That is beautiful.
Look at this. So we're walking through the great big doors here. Trying to give you guys a good view of this. This is just phenomenal. So much to explore. Look at the big doors. So now we're like in the fortress, right?
Yeah, there's a demonstration going on in
There's a
the
demonstration.
demonstration.
Where's it at?
Life of a soldier.
Gotta
at
go.
11.
Chester area.
Very good. So, first time here at the fortress?
Yes.
Yeah.
Very good. So, when you guys came through here, this side here, this is one of 5 guard houses that would have been here at the time.
Wow.
Officers, soldiers on both sides. The beds you see inside are not for sleeping, it's for rest. So, where the men sleep is at the King's Bastion on top of the hill. So,
Okay.
we are on guard here at the entry, and you had 16 to 24 soldiers on the other side waiting orders from the sergeant or the lieutenant to tell them to either cut wood, cut grass, go downtown, do some security, or changing of the guards. So we're
Wow.
posted here for 24 hours, and then you got 2 days off, and then your next 24, I'd be posted at another workstation. So this is like a police station.
Okay.
Très bien? Any questions?
Yeah.
No.
No. Wow.
So if you guys go outside and look at the drawbridge, you'll notice that the drawbridge, how it works, you close the 2 big doors,
Right.
and then the chains that you see there, because it's very well balanced, you pull the chains down, and the drawbridge actually comes up, so it goes like this.
Oh wow.
Yes.
So it's like an additional door.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Do you ever use that?
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
We do practice with it. It is a working model. We don't put bullets in it, but we do put powder and the paper in. So we do fire it. But if I needed to go to work, if I was going to go to a hunting range to shoot for deer, rabbit, or partridge, I can work with that.
Wow.
And it's a working model.
Wow.
That is
Is it
awesome.
one of the ones that goes like that?
Like,
What do you mean?
You mean like a...
Yes. See, how it would work is you
It's
would put
flint, I think.
the powder. This is my powder horn. I would put the powder in here. Now, do you see the little hole?
Yeah, a little one.
Very good.
Yeah.
After I put the powder in, then you close this up, so that protects it. And then I would have 9 cartridges that I would have here. And the 9 cartridges are actually about this thick, and they're made of paper. So you would rip it with your teeth. You would put the powder first, the ball, and then the paper. And then you take the ramrod, take this out, and you go like this. Now, just to make sure that you guys know that this gun here is not loaded, I'm going to hit steel on steel. And if it is loaded, well, it'll go right through that roof. Okay? steel on steel. Now you know it's not loaded.
Yeah.
But as you're packing it down, you don't want to cover that little hole that's down there, because that's your ammunition. That's how your fire gets across. So as soon as you pack it down, you feel it, then you take this out. And a good soldier can load and fire 3 times in 1 minute.
Wow.
But
That's impressive.
believe me,
Wow.
if somebody's shooting at you, you're going to push for 4.
Yeah, yeah.
And then
Absolutely.
what you do is you pull the hammer back, and this flint here will connect this plate here, and then you'll have a little spark. It just takes one little spark to set this off. And because this is open to the elements, a lot of times it's raining, it's misty, it's cold, windy, the humidity is worse, and it's open.
Okay.
So I'm going to close this up, and you've seen that it's not loaded.
Yeah.
So how would you like to see that spark? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to count to 3, and then I'm going to pull the trigger. Again? No, it's only going to go click. So 1, 2, 3. And
Wow.
it just takes one of those little sparks to go in there, and then it goes.
Wow.
Any more questions?
No. Thank you for the
It's so
demonstration.
long.
Yeah, the longer it is, the farther it'll go.
Yeah.
So it's a 65 caliber, but the ball is a 62.5, it's a bit smaller. But if you're going hunting and you're not in no hurry, then you take a rag, and then you put the ball around the rag, jam it down. Now you can take your time and shoot.
Is that copper or gold?
It would be
Isn't that-
this here,
Yeah.
brass.
Oh.
And it's not a fighting weapon. This is just to let the people know that if the sergeant tells me to go downtown, I have the authority. It's like a police badge.
Right. Okay.
This is my fighting weapon, and this is the bayonet that goes on top of the gun here. This is
Oh.
Yeah.
this is a very cruel weapon.
Yeah.
Now today the law is it's only 2-sided, but in those days it was 3-sided. And the problem with this is that if I stabbed you, there's always one side that you're trying to sew up that will break open, and then the air goes in.
Oh.
Now, the problem with this, on top of that, is that when the enemy comes pretty close, after you fired 4 or 5 shots, then the sergeant will say, "Prêtez vos armes." You're gonna load your gun for the last time, and then put this up, and that's where you don't want to start doing hand-to-hand combat. That
Yeah.
gets pretty brutal.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And what's that little dusty thing right there?
This is here. This like a needle.
Oh.
So when you open this up, you go there just to make sure that you clear the path.
Okay.
And then whatever residue that's left, you clean your gun.
Cool.
Très bien?
Ah.
Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice.
Thank you.
Have
So
a good
great.
day.
Merci.
Thanks.
Good morning.
Morning.
The washroom for the officers.
Oh.
They got a nicer.
Nicer.
Yeah, they got a direct line.
The direct line, yeah.
Just to let you guys know that the soldiers and the officers really don't see eye to eye. So we tell the English that when the door is closed, that's the time to fire.
So this is where they would have been. Look, this is so cool.
Beautiful.
It's like, this is history at its finest right here.
Beautiful. Like this, everything's still functional.
Yeah, like everybody's in their period clothes, which was,
Smoke coming in.
yeah, smoke coming out of the chimney over there. And this was 1700s too, this fortress, right? 1754, I believe.
I believe so. Might even have been before then, because the lighthouse for this place was. Yeah. This is
Just like a doorway into a garden.
on
Maybe.
the other side of the wall.
Wow. How did it, wow. Just look, like, that's where the cannons are. Oh, you know these walls are haunted.
Oh, yeah.
You know for a fact.
So this would have been just like
Soldiers' barracks. So they would have lived here. This is someone's house. A soldier's
the
house.
floor here is original as excavated by archaeologists.
Whoa. Could you imagine getting up out of bed, have to use the bathroom at night or something?
These floors, you'd bust your ankles.
Oh, yeah. This is where soldiers would have lived. Could you imagine, like, we get really cold winters here. This would have been so drafty. Kind of had a little bit of an eerie vibe to it in there. I don't know, I wouldn't want to live in there. If I had to, I would, but it didn't feel very homey.
In a way, this is kind of good because all the cannons, all the like artillery and stuff is still completely fully functioning.
Yeah,
So if we ever need it again,
yeah,
this is
it's already
this end
ready
of
to,
Cape Breton is already protected.
yeah. Check out that view, explorers. Just phenomenal. Like, we're not even a quarter of the way through this building, this area yet. This fortress, I should say. Just look. So glad I get to share this with you. I didn't think I was going to be able to get here as soon as I got here. We've just kind of been on a road trip, traveling, filming pretty much every stop. I've been wanting to get here. This place has been on my bucket list for a while, but I didn't know it would be this year. So I'm so glad we're here. I'm so glad I'm spending it with you. Well, something's going on in that building. You got a fire going and it's super hot out today. It's like 25 degrees, 27 maybe. It's hot and they got a fire going. So they're doing something there. Barn swallows. We have barn swallows in our barn.
They got ran out by the starlings, but
They're pretty.
They're
they're
beautiful.
almost extinct.
Wow. Hi guys. You see little babies in there? All right.
There's nuts everywhere.
Oh, you're beautiful. Look at you. Hi. What a pretty bird.
She just fed them.
Pretty birds. Bye-bye. Bye, pretty birds. Have a good day.
I counted 21.
You're all out here too. Oh, these nuts are sweaty and everything. So we just come from there. We just rounded this corner. Yeah. Hello.
You're a blacksmith?
That's correct, yeah. This was a military blacksmith shop. It was actually only for repairs. We weren't allowed to manufacture anything in French colonies at this time, in the summer of 1744, and therefore, legally, we would only be allowed to repair things. So what does that mean? So cannon carriages, for example, so the carts that the cannons sit on, they're held together with an iron frame. And very often the stress for being used as often as they are, for practice in other words, we are often repairing those, straightening out cannon pins, and making new hardware for those things. We also would work on the soldiers' equipment, of course, the muskets, perhaps from time to time. And we are going to be doing familiar things as well, hinges and hooks and locks. door latches and things like that. That's going to be only though for Crown-owned buildings, Crown officials and representatives, and of course the military infrastructure itself. So pretty broad spectrum, broad scope of work would be done in here. We do specialize in the artillery work, that's what we do most often. But we could do anything and would have to have, just because we, again, are the only shop doing this work for those entities. So it's an important place. We would have been very well respected, both as blacksmiths, as tradespeople within the community, but also a bit of an example of how in Louisburg you are able to sort of break free of the rigid class structures of France. Moving up in between the social hierarchy of France is not common. It's difficult to do. So if you're born into poverty, you'll probably die that way too. Here in Louisburg, geographically and socially, therefore, we are removed enough that someone like myself, a young, aspiring blacksmith, I am not a master yet. My father is the master blacksmith who owns this shop. And so if I sort of put my work in and become as good of a blacksmith as I can take over from him, and then I'm positioned quite well to increase my status and the status of my family and our family legacy as time goes on. This is sort of the mentality of folks that you have to understand as well. The new world for someone who's living in Europe is a place where the streets are, metaphorically paved with gold, right? Overpopulation, starvation, famine in Europe, or disease. These are things that are common there, but you do, again, you have that opportunity to do and make something different for your life. So someone of my age is aspiring to these sorts of heights. Unfortunately, history sort of happens, and Jean-Pierre David, the master blacksmith right now, he's the only smith who will ever work in this shop. So he's here between 1720 and 1758, with a brief hiatus where he's deported back to France along with all of the inhabitants of Louisburg after the first siege, first of two, so 1745 and 1750. And there really is no historical evidence to support the notion that any of his sons would have became blacksmiths. He did have 17 children. And after a number of them do join the military, as well as an increased infant mortality rate, that number does drop down to about 13 in terms of folks who actually do survive through the years. One of his sons will become a ship's captain. Of course, unfortunately, I'm not mentioning women in his family at this time. They were not women. And so they would have been learning from their mother how to keep the house. What an opportunity to learn how to keep the house of 17 children. And it was just one life that entire time.
Wow.
So it was quite a troubled existence here in the New World, of course. Many young French people, Acadians, Mi'kmaq, would suffer at the hands of the British and Europeans writ large. But they do make quite a name for themselves. As far as blacksmiths go, it's very safe to say he is at the top of the food chain in the social hierarchy. Certainly well connected within the town with a lot of influential figures. And by the time he's on his way out, Jean-Pierre David of Louisburg, he's actually what I would describe as sort of a city councilor, if you will. Someone who sits with influential folks within the town and has a meaningful voice to lend on what direction the fortress should be.
Right.
All of this very lofty aspirations for blacksmith.
Yeah.
Now today, Jean-Pierre David is of course out of the building, so you do our stuff. And part of my responsibility, of course, in the shop would be keeping things running while he's not around.
Right.
However, I do aspire to take over the shop. So what I'm doing today is actually backtracking and going over some really basic skills, trying to hone my skills so that I will be better positioned to do so. So what I'm working on is a square key. A square key is just something that is used to open a lot of the interior locks of the buildings that you see on site.
Right. Oh, okay. Cool.
They also provide the bread for the restaurant too.
That's cool.
You know, you really could spend like a whole day in
No problem, yeah. There's so much to see.
Yeah, and it's so interactive
Yeah,
that like they explain it detailed. They're not just like a quick jaunt of history
yeah,
thrown in your face and then all of a sudden they expect you to leave.
yeah, and that's it.
Like Buddy would have literally gave us from head to toe how to make that cake.
Yeah,
And
pretty much did.
yeah, well we just left just shy
Yeah,
of it, but we could see the example he was trying to make.
yeah. I don't know where they're going, but we'll follow them. Everybody's going this way, so we'll follow them.
I'm a little confused on how like a little band plays and all of a sudden the whole town just follows.
I know.
Like, there's been history made of this.
Yeah.
I'm just leading the blind.
This might, I don't know if we're supposed to, but everybody's
This is
even
how
moving.
wars start.
Everybody's moving from the buildings and going too. I don't know where we're going. What's this? Oh, I found something. Bye. No, 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 no. Why? What's up here?
Let's see if they fire the cannon.
We'll come back.
I mean, the whole town's involved. We've got
Yeah,
to go too.
we've got to go. You're right. The whole town's involved.
I don't want to be thrown in the moat because I didn't pay attention.
We'll be back. We'll be right back. I'm glad we did follow them.
Yeah, me too. See, follow the herd. We're all migrating to one.
Just listen to this. Here we go. We just kind of went off and did our own thing. We didn't like go to the soldiers thing or
No,
nothing like that.
we're down with our
Because
own.
we wouldn't have known this was even going on until we started following them.
Because we didn't do the guided tour.
No,
We're like,
we're just doing our own thing. That's how we do it here
Just
on
right
Root
away.
on
right away.
So,
The goal of this demonstration is to illustrate one of the many roles played by Louisburg in the 18th century, that of a military stronghold for France in North America. Le but de cette démonstration est d'illustrer l'un des nombreux rôles que jouait Louisbourg au 18e siècle, celui de place forte pour la France en Amérique du Nord. This reproduction cannon is similar to those used by troops at Louisburg during the colonial conflicts fought between France and England. Ce canon reproduit est semblable à ceux utilisés par les troupes de Louisbourg lors des conflits coloniaux entre la France et l'Angleterre. The loading and firing of the cannon will follow the pace of a training exercise, with orders being called out by the gun commander before each maneuver. Le chargement et le tir du canon suivront le rythme d'un exercice d'entraînement avec des ordres donnés par le chef d'artillerie avant chaque manœuvre.
It's just about jump started my heart. I was expecting it to be loud like a firework, not like a bullet to the chest. Oh, I could feel
cool,
the
though.
pressure on my chest.
That was so cool. I love that. You're gonna see me do this like the whole video. It's so cool.
So this is the what? That's the Frederick group. Yeah, this needs like a little village of my own. I need to put up a wall, Trump's onto something, and get herd my favorite people, and we all get little houses, mini homes. It's a new thing nowadays. Tiny
The
houses.
tiny houses, yeah.
And I think I could be at peace. I think it'll be great.
We'll have to go in there too. See? That's
Oh, that's cool. You can see a rock on that one.
here it is. Here's the cups. Hey, I found the cups. They were up there. Got him?
Yeah.
Hand wash only, it says.
That's fine. We don't even own a
I'm
microwave.
getting this hat.
Ooh,
It's pretty cool, eh?
that is. Me and Danica are still looking. There's so many things we're just like, you know.
It's really great. Yeah.
See, I wouldn't know.
It's very well made too. It's durable. Everything here is durable.
I don't know if I want like something that says Louisburg or Cape Breton because
Yeah.
well, Fortress of Louisburg. If you don't know where it is, then
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you.
Because we told you already, it's in Cape Breton. Cape Breton, Nova Scotia. We just got finished in the gift shop, as you can see. So we got our shirts, hats. So.
Stew or soup, beans, anything.
Yeah.
And then they play cards and chat, and she owned the place next door. So more people, I think she operated more like a tavern next door. She's quite big, it's a modern restaurant today.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then people could stay the night, rent a straw mattress upstairs. People with more money could get a private room. That would cost a bit more.
Yeah.
Right,
Quite
yeah.
a bit more.
Yeah.
So, and it was owned by Madame, who, when she lost her husband, there were no son to take over the business. So that's how she acquired the business, because a woman could not start a business
Yes.
back in the day. Yeah, so this way,
Wow.
now she owns everything.
Wow.
Yeah.
Patience
so we
pays
got
off.
Locations. Perfect.
Wow, yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
All the sailors are coming in by the hundreds. Now she's selling a lot of rum, especially.
That's right.
Yeah.
Bit of stew, but a lot of rum.
A lot of rum, yes.
Yeah, rum was brought in from the West Indies.
Okay.
Oh.
So it was cheap, very strong, about 75%.
Whew, wow.
Even if it was cut probably down 50 maybe, makes
Yeah.
a profit,
Yeah.
it's still, pretty
Yeah.
powerful.
Pretty
Wow.
good stuff.
And,
3 or 4 drinks a day, you good?
oh
Yeah.
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 And the population would increase by probably 3 or 4 times during the summer months with all the fishermen, people working on the fishery
right.
coming from France by the thousands of them.
Wow.
And they'd return back to France at the end of September. And as well, we're a big trading center, so we'll see over 150 ships loaded with sailors. They'll be in port for probably 2 or 3 weeks. So all these men, they're all here working all day, coming to the taverns and
Yeah.
drinking and eating and playing cards and singing and fighting. So there's a lot of men, but very few women.
Yeah.
Especially, there was so much difference that a woman could, maybe from a lower class family, sometimes she could marry a rich merchant or a
Yeah.
well-to-do merchant anyway. So women could get up the ladder of society and much more so than in France.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Marry into money.
Yeah,
Perfect. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
very well.
You have a good day.
That's why my wife married me.
As she
Thanks.
should have. As she should.
So this is the king's quarters, right?
Yes. His moat is dried.
This moat's dried up, but the moat goes the whole way around. Let's go. Let's go check it out. Hi. What do you see in there?
It's a fish room.
Let me know what you see, explorers. What's this? Wow. Look at this, explorers. Look at this place. Now, this building is like no other building we've been in. The king was really somebody, wasn't he?
Yes, he sure was.
Like, look at this when you first walk in. Wow. That's cool. So what's this, a chapel?
It's the church, yeah. The king had his own church.
Oh, okay. His own church dedicated to him.
Him and his people, yes.
Wow. I'd say that would be a little bit conceited. Have a church, your own church. Wow.
Well, they relied on them,
Yeah.
There's no rope, eh?
No rope. I I guess we're allowed. We could go. Where are we going? Knows. So we're still inside here. We're still inside here.
Some serious business went on here.
Ooh.
Look at all them.
Wow. Yeah, some serious business did go on here. Yeah, it sure did.
I really want this place to be our house.
Wow.
Can we go up there?
No, it's close. Well, I don't know. I'm saying no, but
There's no rope.
there's no rope.
Oh, look.
You do it.
I bet you have to pull on this hatch, my God. So hot.
I had to take this mask off. Oh my god.
Original.
There's nobody in here, just us, so. Take the mask off for a second.
It's for the clock.
Oh, for the clock that we saw outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, okay. That's what that's for. So if we pull it, we'll probably make it like not be the right time or something.
Yeah.
Imagine trying to set the time for that though. You'd have to get it pretty well.
This was an armory room.
Oh yeah. This room, an armory. What would you do in an armory room? What would you do? You just sit here.
Well, there was bunks here too, so.
So you sit here, and then you sleep here. Well, yeah, I don't know. Look at the bunks. These are much more nicer than the other headquarters we saw in it.
You're welcome.
Hello.
Comment ça va? How are you?
Hi.
Comme ça? So? Well, I don't blame you. You're in the barracks. So this is where 24 soldiers would live here. So it's
Wow.
a very crowded living conditions in the 18th century. So
Yeah.
definitely so if you're up here.
Yeah.
You have
Good height on the bunk beds, though.
There
Yeah.
are, yeah.
In comparison to nowadays.
Yeah, no, it would be, they just climb up there. No, I don't think they have ladders, just like in ships in modern times, you're climbing, you're not really using ladders, so, same principle. And, you have 2 to 3 soldiers per bed. So it's not comfortable. Some soldiers would rather sleep outside in the summertime than be in here.
Wow.
I
Yeah.
can't say I blame them, especially with the cooking in here, the not
Yeah.
washing. There's nowhere to really wash. We have a well at the end of the building, and there's the sewers, but that's about it. And the
Wow.
water we know is not safe to drink. Now we haven't made the connection in the 18th century between having the sewers right next to the water supply.
Right.
But we
Right.
just know that if full immersion bath could make you sick, and so could drinking the water just by itself.
Yeah.
So if bathing in that, it's not really something that's done on the regular. Because we know that if you could get sick doing that, which you could.
Yeah.
So those are they're crutches. So if a soldier is not wearing their wooden shoe when they're out working on the walls, these hopefully it's the shoe that breaks if you drop a rock on there and not your foot. Otherwise, you might be wearing those crutches there.
Oh.
So,
Okay.
Sounds like more people are coming.
Yeah, we'll move
Go
on.
along.
Thank you.
all right, thank you for the visit.
You need to go in and out through the walls.
What's this? Still the same building. This doesn't look like the 1700s.
No. What is this? Reconstruction of Louisburg.
Oh. 2 decades reconstructing. So they're restoring, reconstructing, fixing.
Yeah, but is this really fixing when you're putting up drywall over rock?
No. Well, I just realized this.
Like this just looks like a municipal building.
Yeah. This area does. Wow. This whole area does. What scared you? Hey, buddy. Wake up!
Get your typewriter going, sir. Well, no wonder your cup's empty.
So, I think that's all the king's quarters. We got a lot of it blocked off. I thought it was the whole building. So, that's been the day. The whole day. What do you guys think? Was it awesome? That was the fortress in Louisburg. Louisburg Fortress. I thought it was great. Louisburg, Nova Scotia, Cape Breton. Ha, there we go. I almost forgot about the Cape Breton part. So, what do you guys think? Woo! Woo!
Woohoo! I think it was a really great experience.
You guys have fun?
Definitely come back.
Yeah, I know I had a blast, and I hope you had a blast too. I'm getting so low on my battery that I just wanted to get the outro done, say goodbye to you. I didn't want to, you know, forget and leave y'all hanging. But this is it. This is it. I really hope you enjoyed. I know I had a blast here today, and I hope you did too. I will see you later. Bye.